Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel for another live stream flight. Today we are going from Singapore to Jakarta. Before we start, let me just check that my volumes are okay. I'm ready to go. Let's just see. That's fine, can hear myself, so that's all good. So yeah, today's flight will be from Singapore to Jakarta. So yeah, we'll be taking off, well, our departure gate is 170 and our departure runway is 20C. And then our departure is the orange line. And then we'll be heading south all down here. This is our cruising altitude, the blue line. Across here. And then this is our arrival portion, the green line into Jakarta. So it's sort of got like a swing out and then a swing in. And then our magenta line is our approach into the airport at Jakarta. What I need to check is our information here before we start the flight. So our cruising altitude is 37,000 feet. And our descent waypoint is after this one, so it's T K G. That's it. So that's all good and dusted. So yeah, we'll hop in and see what today's flight has in store for us. Should be a nice easy one. I have googled that the flight is around an hour and a half, so not too bad. So, as expected, it is dark here in Singapore. So what I'll probably do is I'll just change the time ever so slightly so we are taking off and landing in the light. So yeah, we can change that. So we'll change the time. So it's about 8:15 in the evening. But we'll change it to about nearly 4 o'clock. Here we go, there's our plane. There's a few landing. There's one over there coming down. And then there's one over there. There's one there climbing, so it looks like they've just taken off. So yeah, let's get her all set up, get our climbing altitude, etc. Let's go inside the cockpit for that.
Singapore clearance delivery Jody 123 IFR to Sukarno-Hatta ready to copy.
Jody 123 is cleared to Sukarno-Hatta Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 20 center, climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure frequency is 133.0 squawk 2016.
Jody 123 cleared to Sukarno-Hatta Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 20 center, climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure on 133.0 squawk 2016.
Jody 123, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.85. Good day.
So I've just got my climbing altitude, guys, which is 14,000 feet. I've reset the altimeter so we're on the right frequency for takeoff, and I've put my flight director on as well. So now we can start the engines. Do whatever else we need to do. Let's put the lights on. To do the perf, need to set the flaps to 10% takeoff. There we go, and the flaps are down. And then flight plan, there we go, we've got our flight plan all sorted. Speed brakes, put them to armed. Do any lights? We don't really need any lights, but can't always put them on. That. Don't need them yet. We need our nose to be on taxi. Seatbelts. This is a non-smoking flight, people. Then we can. Our engines are up and running, so that's all good. And now we just need to do the last bits there, the last bits and checks. So we are ready for pushback. So yeah, what we'll do is get rid of that. Ask for pushback.
Singapore ground Jody 123 requesting pushback.
Jody 123 pushback request accepted.
There we go, and off we go. Push back. So I think our takeoff is to the right of us. I think.
Singapore ground Jody 12 tree requesting the end of pushback.
Jody 12 tree request to end pushback received.
Singapore ground Jody 12 tree with Yankee ready to taxi IFR.
Jody 12 tree taxi to and hold short of runway 20 center using taxiway Papa 7 Papa 2 Papa Echo November. Contact tower on 118.6 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 20
yeah.
center using taxiway Papa 7 Papa 2 Papa Echo November Jody 12 tree.
Wants us to go into that direction, so yeah, that must be takeoff runway. So I'll head towards the runway. Set the altimeter as we head towards the runway because we want the readings to be correct for takeoff. We're going sort of like in a zigzag now. To the left and then to the right. We'll get our takeoff clearance. Oh, there's somebody there on the runway ready to take off. Right, so I'll just wait here at the end here. go, I'll just wait here. So I think there's somebody in front of us because it's not give us clear for takeoff. So I don't know what they're doing on the runway. Oh, hello, there's one there. Well, they're all pushing in, so see what happens. Anyone behind me? No. Maybe there's somebody, well obviously they've taken off when there's somebody on runway. Right, so what we'll do is we'll pull forward to see if it recognises us. There we go. So let's see if he'll give us clearance. No, it won't. Anyway, we'll just have to take off and just see what happens. Because something's wrong with this takeoff. So we'll take off like that. Reset the altimeter. So taking off is quite easy. You just throttle up your engines, throttle back, press your autopilot, your CL position, and then flaps up basically, and landing gear. So yeah, let's give it a go. Try and keep the aircraft as straight as possible when you are taking off. We can lift off gently now. Landing gear up. Throttles back to idle. And there we go. Up we go. Up left. Here we go, so just climb to 14,000 feet. Our sat nav autopilot is on, so it should turn, it should do what it should be doing. It should turn shortly onto our departure. Turning slightly onto our departure.
Singapore Center Jody 12 Tree is type Airbus A320 and 10 miles west of Hang Nadine 11,100 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Jody 12 Tree, Singapore Center. Squawk 7766.
Squawk 7766 Jody 12 Tree.
Jody 12 Tree radar contact 9 miles west of Hang Nadine 12,300 feet. Clear to the Bravo airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Here we go.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace Jody 12 Tree.
Let it do its thing. So takeoff is complete, so we can turn the taxi off nose. Now we need to request more height.
Singapore Center Jody 12 Tree 7 miles southwest of Hang Nadine. Request IFR to Sukarno-Hatta. Ready to copy.
Jody 12 Tree is cleared to Sukarno-Hatta Airport as filed. Squawk 7766.
Jody 12 Tree cleared to Sukarno-Hatta Airport is filed. Squawk 7766.
Jody 12 Tree, read that correct. Radar contact 14,000 feet. Altimeter 29er.79er, continue to uphill turning and following heading 115, resume on navigation climb and maintain flight level 270.
270.
Continue to uphill turning and following heading 115, proceed on course climb and maintain flight level 270 Jody 12 Tree.
Not liking that bank angle a little bit, so we'll just pull it back a little bit. Here we go. So we're doing the altimeter soon. our pressure once we get to 18,000 feet. And then once we've done this, we'll have a little look outside as we climb out of Singapore. It's just sort out to standard. Make sure we're doing the correct heading. Yep. Here we are. There we go. On our way to Jakarta. So we're just about to turn onto our sort of like late departure path. We are still climbing out. We're just turning now. Let's just make sure she makes this turn, because sometimes it does turn a little bit too much.
Jody 1-2 tree climb and maintain flight level tree 70.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 70 Jody 1-2 tree.
So hopefully she'll straighten up. Nope, she's going too far. Here we go. So sometimes they do go too far, so just keep an eye on it. If it does do that, take the autopilot off, correct your position, and then reactivate the autopilot. Here we go, climbing to 37,000 feet, which is our cruising altitude. So yeah, your throttles must be in the CL position. If they're not, we'll have problems. But yeah, as long as they're in the CL position, you don't have to change them now at all. So yeah, we're going up to 37,000 feet. What I'll do now is I'll just sit back, wait for it to get to cruising altitude. I'll be here in the background, so we'll be able to control the aircraft if anything does happen. So I'll show you all outside.
Jody 123, contact Jakarta Center on 120.9er. Good day.
Going to 120.9er, Jody 123. Jakarta Center, Jody 123, flight level 370.
Jody 123, Jakarta Center, radar contact. Continue to NITEL.
So there we are, we're at cruising altitude and we're in touch with Jakarta airspace already. What I'll do is I shall sort my auto brakes out. There we are. So I have got some bends to do in the flight. So I will show you outside, as it is a lot better than obviously the cockpit sort of view. So I'll show you the views outside. just turn that way? Just let me check that it is straightening up and doing what it's supposed to be doing, because sometimes it just turns too far. It seems to have done that turn alright. Yeah. Just having a look where we are, people. Here we go. Our descent waypoint is coming up in about half an hour's time, something like that. So for the time being we'll just focus on the outside. what I'll do as well, guys, is I'll turn the seatbelt signs as well. I'll be serving food, etc. So our descent waypoint has just come into view, so it's 160 nautical miles away. So we've got quite a bit of flying to do before we get there. have a look. So we are flying into 07 right. Oh, why are we turning? There we go. So we're flying into 07 right at Jakarta. Our approach altitude is 3,000 feet. Oh, why are we turning? Turn that way, straighten up. So I've got some altitudes here that we need. So at TKG we should be at flight level 370, which we are. And then it's VAMNI. That should be flight level 290A. So I'm guessing we could go above. So we could go to 30,000 feet with that one. And it's PID OV flight level 252 above, so that's 25,200 feet, so we'll call it 26. So we've got about 120 nautical miles before we need to descend, but we'll show you the rest of the outside, so enjoy the views, guys. Just bear with me guys, I just have to plug the controller in. The batteries are low. Oops. Just had to make sure that they were charging alright, that's all good. About 80 miles away from descent. So as soon as we make that left turn, we will be descending into Jakarta. But yeah, till then, more views. see where we are. Okay, so the airport is around just over 120 nautical miles. What we'll do though is we'll change that because it'll confuse us as we approach. We've got another waypoint. So we've got Carter, C-A-R-T-A, and then our flight level is 250 above. So we could stay at 26,000 feet there. We don't really need to do much there. So we are edging towards Jakarta. Just wait till we turn there in 45 nautical miles, and we'll be turning then descending, people. So we're just about to turn onto our arrival, sort of like arrival approach path. So we'll just wait for it to do its business. And and then we'll slowly bring the aircraft down. So it was obviously a short flight from Singapore to Jakarta today. But my idea is to, just slowly chip away at the flights, because I don't know if anybody knows my goal, but I want to make it to Australia in the game. So we flew all around like Europe and things like that and made our way across Asia and things like that. So we're sort of making our way towards Australia, and hopefully within the next 1, 2, 3 flights we should be in Perth, Australia. I've got family in Perth, so that's why I chose Perth really. And then what we'll do is once we get to Australia, we'll do a lot of flying around Australia, because it is a massive country. And then decide where we want to go to then next. Yeah, that is the plan anyway. So we're just about to turn now, we're just turning, so I'll just wait for it to turn, make sure it does its business before we start asking altitude changes, etc. Still turning. Gonna level out. Yep, she's leveling out. So now we can ask our descent.
Jakarta Center Jody 123. Request flight level 300.
Jody 123 descend and maintain flight level 300.
Descend and maintain
Go
flight level
down
300 Jody 123.
Go down to 30,000 feet. So I'm guessing Jakarta's over there somewhere, where them other people are, just to the right of us. Guessing that's where Jakarta is. So just let it continue to descend 30,000 feet. There we go, when he hit the next waypoint, so we'll just wait for it to settle, get past that next waypoint, and then we'll ask for a further descent. So what I'll probably do is, to avoid confusion with this bend, change it again. So about 12 nautical miles away from our next checkpoint, going over the ocean. Get on that waypoint. So it's just passing over the waypoint now. Just ask for a descent of 4,000 feet.
Jakarta Center Jody 12 Tree. Request flight level 260.
Jody 12 Tree descend and maintain flight level 260.
Descend and maintain flight level 260 Jody 12 Tree.
There we go. 560. What's our next waypoint? So it's EMSEN and it's 13,000 feet. So just ever so slightly turning to the right. They don't want us to do a altitude change, just stay here at 26,000 feet till we get to Jakarta. K-A-K-A-P. That's 10,000 feet, so that'll be when we'll be slowing the aircraft down, doing the flaps and whatnot. So yeah, just let it go to Jakarta, the next one. And if you remember, we've got like a loop in and a loop out and then a loop in again, so it's sort of like going sort of like past the airport to loop around again. So I might be able to see the airport in a while, in a bit. Just keep going. I've not touched flaps yet. I've definitely not touched throttles yet. I'm just descending slowly down to what my flight plan says. Let's have a look. Oh, we've just passed that one. So we need to get 4,000 feet down.
Jakarta Center Jody 12 Tree. Request flight level 220.
Jody 12 Tree descend and maintain flight level 220. Keep speed not above 265 knots.
Descend and maintain flight level 220. Keep speed not above 265 knots. Jody 12 Tree.
There we go. So 4,000 again, down to 22. And we'll look at the next waypoint. LPAS. That says 5,000 above, so that'll be getting ready for our arrival. So we're just about to turn now. Just watch it, because sometimes it don't make it. It keeps turning. So now we need to go a big descent of 9,000 feet. So we'll go down to
Jakarta Center Jody 12 Tree. Request 12,000 feet.
Jody 12 Tree descend and maintain 16,000 feet. Expect 12,000 feet.
So we'll go to 16.
Descend and
like she
maintain
said.
16,000 feet. Expect 12,000 feet. Jody 12 Tree.
So she'll let us do 16 first. So we'll do 16 first. And then she'll decide, like, what we can do after. So the airport is practically in front of us, where them people are, where I said earlier. So we're actually going to go to the side of the airport, swing round, swing back in. We need to be ready with the altimeter. So once it's below 18,000 feet, we'll have to put it to the radio frequency that we need for the airport.
Jody 1-2 tree descend and maintain 13,000 feet.
Hang on.
Descend and maintain 13,000 feet, Jody 1-2 tree.
Going to do that 13,000 feet now. We've reset the altimeter, so they know where we're at, basically. Change the ND range again because it does look closer than what it actually is, but it's nowhere near. So after this one, I'll have to go down to 10,000 feet. Turning on to the arrival, the approach. Line over that. There we go. Reset the altimeter. Then we need to go down to 10,000 feet.
Jakarta Center, Jody 1-2 tree.
Oh,
Request 9,000 feet.
It's alright.
Jody 1-2 tree descend and maintain 13,000 feet. Expect 9,000 feet. Keep speed not above 240 knots.
Descend and maintain 13,000 feet. Expect 9,000 feet. Keep speed not above 240 knots. Jody 1-2 tree.
It's too early.
Jody 1-2 tree descend and maintain 10,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet. Jody 1-2 tree.
There we go. 10,000 feet. Then we can slow the aircraft down. To 10. We need our taxi lights on. Landing lights on. And seatbelts for everybody. Once it levels out, we'll do flaps 1. So technically the airport is like just to the left of us. So it is over there.
Jody 1-2 tree, you are 13 miles north. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 190 knots. Expect ILS runway 07 right approach via Alpes transition. Clear to Alpes.
So now it's telling us what to do.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Keep speed not above 190 knots. Expect ILS runway 07 right approach via Alpes transition. Clear to Alpes. Jody 1-2 tree.
So we'll do 180.
Jody 1-2 tree, contact approach on 125.45. Good day.
Going to 125.45, Jody 1-2 tree. Approach Jody 1-2 tree is passing 11,000 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Jody 1-2 tree, approach altimeter 29.84 radar contact. Continue to Alpes.
So yeah, it's wanting us to
Jody
continue.
123, contact Jakarta Center on 120.9.
Yeah,
Good day.
yeah.
120.9er Jody 123. Goodbye.
Wait till we're at
Jakarta Center
180.
Jody 123 is at 10,500 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Jody 123, Jakarta Center, altimeter 29.85 radar contact. Continue to Opus. Jody 123, contact approach on 125.45. Good day.
Going to 125.45 Jody 123.
So,
Approach Jody 123 is at 10,000 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Jody 123, approach altimeter 29.85 radar contact. Continue to Opus.
yeah. Now we're gonna go to 160 speed. Hang on, that's not turning. We are turning off course, don't know why. There's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes these approaches are a little weird. So, yeah, that's when you've got to be careful with them and just keep an eye on them, because sometimes they do, like, go all weird. So, yeah, just keep an eye on the turns and things as you approach the airport. So we are slightly beginning to turn to compensate that turn to our approach. So the airport's back there. We're just gonna go into this like main land space or whatever, and then we'll be turning.
Jody 123, contact Jakarta Center on 120.9er. Good day.
Going to 120.9er Jody 123. Jakarta Center Jody 123 5,100 feet.
Jody 123, Jakarta Center, altimeter 29.84 radar contact. Continue to Opus.
So I just turn in slightly. Still turning. Still turning.
Jody 1-2 tree descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet, Jody 1-2 tree.
Jody 1-2 tree, contact approach on 125.45. Good day.
So 140.
Going to 125.45, Jody 1-2 tree. Approach Jody 1-2 tree is at 4,800 feet, descending 4,000 feet.
Jody 1-2 tree, approach altimeter 29.85 radar contact. Continue to COTAB.
Oh, we're okay. Final flaps down, that'll help with our descent. So what I'll do after this turn, if it doesn't tell me, I will go down to 3,000 feet because I know that that's our approach altitude. So yeah.
Jody 1-2 tree, you are 19 miles west of Sukarnohata. Contact tower on 119 decimal tree when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 119 decimal tree, Jody 1-2 tree. Tower Jody 1-2 tree, 18 miles west inbound, ILS runway 07 right approach.
Yeah.
Jody 1-2 tree tower. Altimeter 29.85 when 299 at tree. Cleared ILS runway 07 right approach.
Cleared ILS runway 07 right approach, Jody 1-2 tree.
Right, so now need to log on to that, then wait for our diamond to go down. Landing gear. And then don't know why it's not locked on. Might have to do a manual landing here, guys. can't see the runway yet. Didn't lock on properly because it veered to one side.
$2,500.
Cloudy as we approach Jakarta, so we'll just do our best, guys. We have got a little bit of crosswind, not too much. So we'll have to manually land this, as you can see I have turned the autopilot off. It wouldn't lock onto the ILS system for some reason, so I am manually bringing it down.
Jody 12 tree, wind 29er at tree. Cleared to land runway 07 right.
Cleared to land.
Cleared to land runway 07 right, Jody 12 tree.
Can't see a thing.
$1,000. $500.
Just see the
400.
runway.
$300. $200.
Here we go. Someone up runway.
100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Hey, and we're down in Jakarta. Here we go, people. Lovely. So we'll turn this next taxiway, they've just taken off.
Jody 123, turn next taxiway.
There we go, that were a nice landing that actually.
Jody 123, contact ground on 121.6.
We're off the runway now.
121.6 Jody 123. Goodbye.
So now we need to contact the 126.
Ground Jody 123 taxi to the gate.
Jody 123 taxi to gate 182 via taxiway Sierra for Sierra Charlie for Sierra Papa 1 Sierra Charlie X-ray.
There we go.
Taxiing to gate 182 via taxiway Sierra for Sierra Charlie
yeah.
for Sierra Papa 1 Sierra Charlie X-ray Jody 123.
So I'll just go to our gate. And yeah. Bit misty, foggy. Here at Jakarta. We made it in one piece. So we'll just park her up. No. Oh, yeah, I'll disconnect her now. Lovely. Let's just turn as the doors open, so just turn that off. It'll suction itself to the door. Lovely. And then we'll just get our grounds crew.
Ground Jody 123, could you please send the baggage?
Jody 123 baggage is on the way.
Ground Jody 123, could you please send a ground power unit?
Jody 123, a ground power unit is on the road.
Ground Jody 123,
catering.
could you please send the catering truck?
Jody 123, the catering truck is on the road.
So I'll just take a picture of that for our Discord channel just to say that we've made it to Jakarta. So yeah, that's us for today, guys. We've made it to Jakarta in one piece. Our next flight will be from Jakarta somewhere north of Indonesia, making our way to the Australia. As usual, I will be downloading and uploading this video to YouTube to premiere tomorrow, which is the 3rd of June. Cannot believe we're in the 3rd of June. But yeah, I'll premiere about 10 AM UK time if you are watching on the rerun on the YouTube. Thanks for watching. Let me just get our figures for today's flight. So we have an hour and 36 minutes. So yeah, that works out right because I did say it was an hour and a half flight. So it has obviously worked itself out as that. But yeah, I'll try and come on more during the week, if not the weekend, etc. Not too sure when the next flight will be, but we'll just go with the flow really. See when we can fit the next flight in. Apart from that, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, etc. wherever you are in the world. Take care and bye for now. Bye, guys.